Hey, y'all. Welcome back to the Yarn Everywhere podcast. This is episode 7. And if you are new here, I'm Nikki, the owner of Averline Creations and ALC Yarns. And I have some fun stuff to share with y'all today. I don't have as much cool stuff to share with y'all as I did last week, but I still have some stuff to share. So I'll start out with my whips. So the whip that I have been working on the longest, and I haven't shown in a while, I'm going to show y'all today. This is the Koplin Shawl, and I have made a good bit of progress on it. Look at that. So this is my first, I guess, official project that I've stuck with, knitting with sock weight yarn. And I'm really excited to see the progress that I've made on it. I had to keep telling myself when I started this that it was just one of those, it was going to take a while to do. So I hadn't shown y'all the progress in a while. So I thought I'd share that real quick. Funny story. If you have a project that you love working on, but you need to get other things done and you just keep putting it off, switch project bags. That's what I did. I thought I had all of these where I could reach them, but I didn't. Which I needed to switch project bags anyways because it was outgrowing this one. But I was so used to seeing this one and I would just grab it and I would take my knit, shawl with me. Um, but I really needed to get done with my Brecon Cowl, but I kept working on the knit one. So I switched project bags. And so I had been used to seeing this one and I would grab it. And then when I go to knit, surprise, surprise, it's actually my crochet shawl that I needed to get done. So just a little tip to trick yourself if you have a project that you need to get done, but you keep working on another one, it has come in really handy. So this is my Brecon cowl. It is a triangle cowl. I'm trying to make sure my crochet hook isn't going to fall. And I have made a good bit of progress on it. There we are. I'm making this with some of the yarn from my coffee shop collection. And I am just a little bit obsessed with that texture. And it's such a simple pattern. Like with that texture, it may look complicated, but I promise you it is so simple. And I made one earlier, and I think it was about this size. It literally took one hank of my hand-dyed yarn, of my worsted weight, and I think it's like 218 yards. So it's kind of small, but I wanted to use 2 hanks of yarn to make a bigger one. So there'll be 2 options in the pattern. Um, Funny story, I was actually a lot further along than this, and I forgot to slip stitch to join to make it a cowl. So I had to frog like 10 rows last night. I was like, oh. So I'm making myself work on this. I really don't think it's going to take much longer, but now I'm not sure how I want to finish it. Um, The first one that I did, I just literally kept repeating the pattern and finished, like that. But I'm kind of thinking like maybe the last 4 rows, kind of thinking about doing just like a single crochet and then single crochet in the back loop on like do a single crochet row, the next one switch the color and do single crochet in the back loop and then just kind of finish it off. But I'm wondering if it's gonna look weird with the texture that I already have. So, I don't know. That's just one of the things. It's like I get bored doing the same thing over and over again. So I'm just like, how can I change this up? Cause some confusion for myself. So we'll see. I may just, keep going and do what I did for the other one. But I was like, oh, I wonder what that would look like. So we'll see. But I have finally picked this back up and I was making really good progress until I had to frog 10 rows. So that may be what I work on tonight. Actually, I'm going to put this in my little cart because I literally have this cart. I roll it out by my chair. So if I put this in my cart and I don't put my knit one there, I'm more than likely gonna pick that one up. All right. Um, well, hey, welcome. Thank you for joining. So let me show you the other project that I'm working on that is supposed ooh, I almost dropped my crochet hook. I would have cried. Um, it's supposed to be a really quick make that I literally was just gonna sit and make, and then I keep switching to other things. But this is my sassy, sorry. This is my Sassy Ear Warmer. It's the one without a twist. And if y'all remember a couple episodes back, I made a sassy infinity scarf with these same colors. So I'm making it to match. I think I have 2 more rows to do. Like, why don't I just finish it? I don't understand. But I'm almost done with that. And I'm gonna put this in my cart too. Um, but I thought it'd be fun to make it match the infinity scarf, and then I can take some pictures. So, okay, I promise there's only one more whip. I literally have crochet project ADHD. But when I have long projects, I need some quick wins. Like sometimes I just need to work on something that I can just memorize or I already have memorized and just takes no brain power and I have an item in an hour. Um, so one thing I've been obsessed with making is washcloths. This is my simple cotton washcloth. And I have developed an obsession with pink. I don't know what my deal is, but as you can see, um, any shade of like blushy pink, I'm obsessed. So I was like, you know what? I really enjoyed the washcloths that I made. Here's one that I recently finished. And I mean, I don't enjoy washing dishes, but I was like, wow, I'm really liking having some new, fresh washcloths. And I just love the texture. So I was like, why not? Why not crochet some pink ones? It'll make me even happier. So I made a pink one the other day and then I got so excited I used it and I was like, I didn't even take pictures. So I'm making another one. But I love the texture. So, and I'm using um, Dishy cotton yarn from We Crochet. Let me tell you, if you haven't tried Dishy cotton yarn, you will love it. And they run sales every once in a while. And I mean, it's really not that expensive anyways. But I'm all about catching some sales. You will love this, especially for dishcloths. Like it's just a little bit it's like the best of both worlds between I love this cotton and, what is the brand from Walmart? Is it Peaches and Cream? Because you know the peaches and cream can be a little rough and stiff, um, and then the cotton, the I love this cotton is really soft. So this is like if they had a baby, that's what you would get. It's got the softness, but it also has that like stiffness that you want from cotton. So, anyways, highly recommend. I'm obsessed with Dishy. Um, I wish they had like all of the gorgeous colors that I love this cotton has because I would probably completely convert over to Dishy. But I love this cotton still has my heart because of all of the gorgeous colors that they have. Like this is right up my alley. So this is the only other project that I know of. I know y'all have those too, that the forgotten projects. So I'm actually going to leave this in here too. So I'm forcing myself to finish those 2 projects. Okay, so that's all the whips. And I've already shown you what I finished. The simple cotton washcloth. I'm actually going to update this blog post because it's a really old blog post. So I'm gonna update it with some fresh pictures and things. And I'm thinking about doing a video too, like a video tutorial. And then I finished the Sunshine Iced Coffee Cozy. I talked about in previous episodes that there's a local nutritional tea shop that found out about these and she asked if I would bring some for her to sell. So I took like 10 of them up there and the other day one of my friends that goes by there every day was like they're out of them. and I think they've only had them for, like, 2 weeks. I was like, "Oh, goodness." I was like, "Well, I still have, like, 6 here." So he come by, he's so nice. He come by and picked up those 6, and then I'm like, "Oh, goodness, like, I don't have any backup." So I went ahead and started, making these again because I have the pattern memorized now. I can usually if I can sit still long enough, I can usually whip one out in an hour. So I thought that, every other day or something, I would make one of these. So that's all that I have going on as far as, like, projects. Um, I have a list here so I can stay organized. Um, let's see. So I'm still working on February Yarn Club. All of the yarn is now dyed, um, and it's dry. I still have one colorway hanging on the drying racks that I'm gonna tackle here in a little bit and get all of that hanged up. Um, I'm hoping that the weather will be nice and I will go get pictures today. Um, because I'm really bad about getting it all hanked up and labeled, and then I go to take pictures, and I'm like, "Oh, now I gotta, like, undo all this work." So, I already have the ones that I'm gonna take pictures of all set aside and organized, and I'm just waiting on the lighting because I like to use natural light. Um, so once I get all of the Yarn Club twisted up and labeled, I will then start packing the boxes. I, usually have 3 to 4 different colorways each week, and, I handpick which colorway each member is going to get, just because, like, especially my founding members, they've been with me almost 2 years now, so I kinda know which, colors and stuff that they like, so it takes me a long time to do it, but I absolutely enjoy it. So I'm excited to, have the yarn club done, and I'm trying to keep myself, from going ahead and starting to dye March's, yarn because I have so many ideas floating around my head for March. Um but I am gonna dye some yarn this weekend because I have some colorways that have been floating around in my head that I just have to get out. So I'm excited about that, and I will show y'all some yarn that I have dyed recently. I had somebody reach out to me, and they had screenshot one of my favorite colorways, and they said, "When will you be dyeing this again?" And I'm like, "Ooh, I don't know, but I would be glad to take a custom order." So she ordered 6 hanks of my jeweled yarn. And I'm like, while I'm setting it up, this is one of my favorite colorways. So I might as well dye some extras. So I'm pretty sure it's dry, but I'm gonna let it sit under the fan for one more day before I hank it up. But this is Jewels. And this is one of my very first colorways that I dyed that I took good enough notes that I could repeat it. Thank God I did that because I love this colorway. Um, Let me just twist it a little bit so you can see it all in well. And I took oh my goodness, I took a video when I did it this time, and I'm gonna have a YouTube video soon, like, kind of like a behind the scenes of the Jewels colorway and talk about how it come about and all that. So I'm excited for that. Okay, maybe I can get it all in the thing here. There is Jewels. And you can just see the hint of orange in there. I'll show you it on DK weight too. So literally it's just it's a very, very light gray base color, and then I have a lot of water in the pan, and then I speckle the other color over it and just kind of press down. So I'm excited, and oh, let me show you the speckles. There you go. So those should be dry by tomorrow, and I'll get all of that done. Um, but that's really all the yarn dyeing that I've done. And so I am itching to get back in there and just have fun. That's, like, what I enjoy the most is just getting in there and not having to think and just, like, throwing colors on yarn and stuff like that. But I love having themes for my yarn club now because otherwise I would end up with, like, 20 different colorways, and it would just be so much to keep up with. So I do like that I have a theme for the yarn club, and it'll kinda keep me, contained. So that's really all that I have going on. I'm sorry, I got a hair and it's driving me nuts. Okay, sorry about that. Um, One thing that I miss, um, is I used to go live literally like at least once a week on my Facebook page and dye yarn live, and I really miss doing that. But one thing I've been trying not to do is like work in the evenings because by the end of the day my brain is gone and like it's so hard to carry on a conversation. Um so I really miss that, but I don't know, like, I feel like if I go live during the day, I'm just not gonna have anybody, that or I won't have enough people that will be able to watch, and that's what I love the most is just interacting with, people that have been, following my page for a while, like, I just love it. Um so, if you used to join in those lives and you're like, "Girl, I miss that," let me know, like, what day and time would be good for you because I think I'm just gonna put it on my calendar and just make it so, like, 1 day a week at this time, I'm just gonna go live, and I don't always have to dye yarn, I can just go live and chat too, but I really miss that, like, I miss that community aspect, so I wanted to talk about that, and also, are you ready to see, like, spring and Easter colors, or are you ready for, like, the fun, bright colors of summer? Like, I'm itching to do some speckles because the last 2 months, of my yarn club, like, 3 of the 4 colorways didn't even have speckles on them, and I usually, like, I speckle all the yarn. So I'm really ready to do, like, some speckles yarn. So, if you have some colorway ideas, drop them in the comments and let me know because I love getting y'all's take on it because I can tend to, be drawn to the same colors over and over again. So I wanna know what you wanna see. So just let me know. Let me see what else is going on. If you caught previous episodes, the Bristol Cowl, I should have put it over here and I didn't. I am going to have that up soon on my blog. It is a really quick and easy pattern, and, it was designed with my tweed yarn, which is a DK base, but you can use it with any yarn weight. Like, I recently made one with bulky weight, so it'll be one of those patterns that's beginner friendly, and, you can use it with any yarn weight and adjust it to however big you want it and stuff like that. So that'll be coming soon. Let me see what else is going on. I will be switching the podcast from Friday to Wednesdays, I believe. Because on Fridays, sometimes my assistant will come and help me twist up yarn and things like that. And so it was really hard to like juggle when she's going to be here, when I could do the podcast and things like that. So I think I'm going to just do that on Wednesdays and it'll just help me just structure my week a little bit. So if you ever are here and you catch it live and you're like, what's going on? Used to be on Friday, probably going to move it to Wednesdays. Let's see. Because when I first started this, I would record it and then edit it and then upload, and it was just taking so much time, and I was like, "I wanna do this consistently, and in order to do it consistently, I need to make it easy." So that's why I just started recording it live. Um so yeah, that's all that's really going on over here. Towards the end of the month, it gets a little crazy because I'm trying to stay on top of Yarn Club and get all of that done so I can ship out on time. I ship out on the 25th, so that's next Friday. I will be sending off all of the happy squishy mail. It's one of my favorite times of the month because literally I'm like after it's all done, I'm like, "Okay, have they gotten it yet?" And it's still sitting at my house. Like, I cannot wait because I put a post up in the group. I'm like, "Oh, did you get your yarn?" And you can post, like, just a picture of the yarn, because I don't wanna ruin the surprise for anybody as far as the extras, but there are 4 different colorways, so you don't actually know what colorway you're getting. So people will post a picture of their yarn as they get it, and they'll be like, "Oh my gosh, I love it," or, and then other people will comment and be like, "Oh my gosh, I love that colorway. I can't wait to see what color I got." So it's just really fun. You just, the excitement just builds in the group, and I just love it. So, I'm really excited, but also like that week is just like crazy because I'm like trying to make sure everything is together and that I dyed enough yarn and all of that stuff. So I always try to like not put too many projects on myself. I'm learning. And I think that is it. I am going to start blogging again. I kind of had to take a step back from blogging and designing patterns because I was pulling myself into too many different directions. And I really wanted to focus on dyeing yarn and growing the yarn club. And that still is my primary focus. But I miss blogging. I miss being able to just bring y'all crochet patterns and things like that. But I also wanna know, like, what other things do you like to find on a crochet blog? Like, are you looking for any kind of tips or tricks or, like, how to get your Crojo back or things like that? Um, because I think that'll help me continue to blog more besides just trying to bring free crochet patterns because that's a lot of work. Because I want to make sure, like, the patterns are tested and things like that. And then not that it's not worth the work. I love that part of it. But it was taken away from the yarn dyeing and the time that I really wanted to invest in growing the yarn club. So I just kinda take a step back because I was just, like, in way too many different directions, and I felt like I wasn't getting anything done. So let me know other things that you would like to, find on the blog, and I'm still working on my Maker's Momentum membership. Super nervous about it, but I want to help other women that want to, start or grow their current, handmade business, um and I spent a lot of time, especially this past year, in a bunch of different coaching groups and spent a good bit of money on training and things like that on, just somebody to kind of just help me figure out how to grow my business and, better ways of running my business and things like that. And I tell you what, like, there were certain things that I wish I would have known earlier. And it was like certain mindset shifts or certain habits that I started that really helped me gain momentum in my business, and so I wanna help other women, like, that's just something I'm passionate about. I wanna help other women, grow their business, start their business. I know it took me forever to start my business because you have self-doubt, you have imposter syndrome, you have all of these reasons why you are telling yourself that you can't do it, um, and so I just kinda wanna come along beside anybody that wants to, start, grow their business and just help them. I guess help them in a way I wish I had somebody when I was starting or when I was growing my business. So it's a really long, complicated way of getting that out. But I'm really excited about it. I'm just really nervous as well. Because it's easier to say membership than coach. Like, I never really thought of myself as a business coach, but I also am super passionate about helping other women. And if I don't just be vulnerable and start, I'm never going to start. And that means I'm never going to help. So that will be coming soon. And I'm starting to post about it more on social media because I'm like, I can't launch this membership and expect people to join if I'm not telling people about it. So, I tell you, the struggle's real. Like, anytime you start something new, there's just gonna be all kinds of things you're gonna throw at yourself. So I just wanna encourage you to just, like, take action and just start that thing that you're scared to start, because once you start and you start gaining momentum, then the confidence will come. So, anyways, I wasn't expecting, or I wasn't planning on saying all that today, but it just kinda came out, so there it is, and I'm doing it live, so I can't take it back now, huh? So I that's all I have for y'all this week, and I hope that y'all have a wonderful weekend, and I'm sure I will be chatting with y'all soon. Drop a comment and let me know, if you want me to go live and dye yarn for y'all, and what kind of things that you would like to, see on the blog, and what kinda yarn colorways are you looking for? So let me know, and I hope that you have a wonderful week. I will be back next week, and until then, happy crocheting.